Well, hello farming friends, and welcome back to another edition of Farming Simulator 2015 with me, your old buddy, Mistermoose. And today we continue on with our CoursePlay Tutorials, and we talk a little bit of slurry. In our previous CoursePlay tutorial, we covered how to use the field side container and the manure transport mode to bring slurry out to the field so that it will be ready to be refilling our slurry sprayer. So today we've got a little slurry sprayer hooked up here on our John Deere, and what we're going to cover today is how to set up a course in CoursePlay to spray the field as well as refill when we run out of slurry. Because as you know, if you've done a little bit of slurry does not go a long way. A lot of slurry goes a little bit of a way. So we're going to have to refill while we're out here in the field. So to do that, we're going to be using the fertilize and seed mode of CoursePlay, and we'll use that to refill slurry. So we've done quite a bit of it in my day-to-day gameplay, but I thought I'd do a quick tutorial on how to do it in CoursePlay for those of you who may not have seen it. So to get started, we're going to do two things. We're going to record a course for the field to go through and actually spray the slurry, and we're going to need a course that will take the tractor from the field to the field side container to refill the slurry tanker. So to get started, we record our course to the field side container. So that's what we'll do first. Now that can start anywhere you want it. Just keep in mind that your tractor is going to have to come out, hit the start point, then go to the field side container, refill, and then come up. Now we'll just be using the trigger point that's on the field side container. You can go either side of it, right or left, but because we've set up our semi to come up what is now the right side of the field side container to overload, I'm going to bring my tractor down the left side of it to fill up. So that's what we'll do here. I'm going to go ahead and start my course recording right here. And it's just going to come out of the field and then make a turn and come on straight down. Now remember to give yourself plenty of room off to the side of your tractor when approaching, so that as you do, your course play doesn't feel like it's going to collide into the field side container. Otherwise it will stop. Just check, make sure you can refill. If you can, then you've hit the container's trigger point, and you can pull right on by it, and then you can bring yourself back into the field and stop the recording. Now this is going to give us our course that we'll use to refill, so we can save this. This is field 27 that we're in, so we can say refill slurry field 27, and that's all I need for that. Now that I've got that saved, I can add that into my course that we're getting ready to do. Now it's just a matter of setting up a course like you would for field work or any other kind of work that you do in the field. You're going to actually just go to course generation. You're going to select the field that you're in, which is 27. You're going to note your working width, which for us it's 5.5 meters. You're going to set your starting corner. We're going to start, I think we'll start down here in the southwest. Let me look at my field real quick and make sure that's what I want. Southwest will work. So starting corner is going to be southwest. The direction is going to be traveling to the north. I am going to give myself 3 headlands to work, and we're going to go in a clockwise manner, and I'm going to generate that course. Now that my course is generated, I know where I'm going to start from. I can bring my tractor around. The last part of this is I have to add that refill course to the end of it. So all I do is jump in here to our manage courses section, scroll down until I find refill slurry field 27. I hit the solid folder, which adds that to the end of my course. So now I have 2 combined courses. Then all I need to do is, of course, the standard thing to get started. Make sure my 4-wheel drive is activated. I'm going to come over here and make sure that I'm in seed and fertilizer mode. So again, you want to be fertilized and seeding. If not, your course is not going to take it and refill. If you're in field work mode, it will not do this properly. So make sure you're in fertilize and seeding, and that way it knows that when this tank empties out, it needs to drive over to the next course and do its thing. All right. So all we have to do now is just drive the course. So we'll pull over here to where our first waypoint is, and I'll just actually say first waypoint, drive course, and let it do its thing. It will unfold and it will start injecting the slurry. Now of course you can do this two different ways. You can have the injector on the back of it like a lot of people do, and you can have it cultivate the field and inject the slurry in, or you can have the tanker just spray slurry. It's up to you. Good rule of thumb is if you're using a seeder that has a cultivator built on it, you can just spray the slurry, and then when you plant, you'll cultivate. Or if you're doing corn or sugar beets or potatoes, where the field has to be prepared before you seed, it's a good idea to use the cultivator injector, and that way you're prepping your field and getting your slurry done at the same time. My personal preference is to have the injector on at all times, because I like to have my field cultivated every time before I seed. So alright, so it's going to run around the field, and this part of the video is going to be a little bit boring because we're just going to basically watch this guy drive around and inject the slurry into the field and wait on it to get completely empty before it goes and does its thing. So you'll have to bear with me here. I could fast forward this, but I'm not going to. I'm going to talk a little bit about the field side container for you real quick. Now, I'm using a modded trailer. This is not the in-game. This Kaiko is a comes from the Czech modding group. I really like it. It's done a good job for me, but I have had one issue with it, and I don't know if this is a glitch for this particular mod or if it's part of the game. It's got a little glitch in it. But what happens is when my tractor gets empty and heads over to the field side container, what will happen is this will pack up, the implement will fold up, and we'll head over to the field side container. As long as nothing else is at the field side container, it goes over, fills up, goes back into the field, and does everything just fine and have no problems. I have had some issues where if the semi truck with the tanker is sitting next to the field side container and is in overload mode, which means it is pumping slurry out and sitting there pumping out. I've had issues where when the tractor gets up, it glitches out, the implement unfolds, and then it will not get to the field side container again. The solution for that is to make sure that once my field side container is full, I stop the manure transport from trying to overload. And if I do that, I don't have any issues. So I would point that out to you guys. If you're new to slurry, you run into an issue like that, it could be the manure transport. Again, I don't know that that happens for everybody. I just know that I've had issues with it. So I'll point that out for you guys, and that way if you have any problems going down the road, you'll know a way to fix it, a possible way to fix it anyways. Because it does get a little bit annoying when you look out there and the cultivator doesn't pick up, and you see where it's drug all the way across the field and through grass or whatever, and then it hangs up on the front of the field side container, and you've got to come babysit it. So just a word of precaution on that. It would be great if you could set it all up and never have to worry about it, and the overloader could just pull up next to the field side container and just constantly keep the field side container topped off. But again, I've had issues where that hasn't happened, which it's also a good idea to stop your manure transport when it doesn't need to be transporting, because that way you're not losing money. pay in an AI to do work that it's not needed to do. So in this case, you'll notice I've got the field side container sitting there and the tanker truck sitting off to the side, ready to fill it up, but at this point it's completely topped off and I don't need to do anything. So I have it sitting there just doing nothing. Alright, so we've got about 600 liters left in our tank. So on this down run, we will end up running out of slurry. And what will happen is CoursePlay will record where we run out of slurry. It will fold the implement up, drive to the end of the route, and go back to our where it needs to go to pick up the slurry. So we're now headed to our second course, which is our refill course. As you can see, our cultivator packed up, the trailer packed up nicely. So we'll head over here, we'll hit the first the waypoint or the start point for our refill course. And it will make its way over to our field side container. And I want to back out a little bit here so we can watch this. Fills up, and as soon as it hits the trigger point, it will fill up, and it's going to hit that trigger point on the front corner. It doesn't have to get all the way up next side of it. It'll fill itself up, and once it's completely full, it will drive back into the field. Now, just with every other filled container or any kind of device, tipper, seeder, fertilizer, you can come into the combine settings and you can set your parameters for your fill level. Again, you can say drive at 90%. You can say refill until 100%. You could dial that down and say only refill to 50%. That is however you want to set it up. But you can set up the parameters for how full the tanker gets and when it comes over to the field side container. So now it's just going to recall where it was in the field. It's going to drive back out there, pick up that position, lower the cultivator, and continue on with putting the slurry into the field. It's that simple, guys. Not a whole lot to it. Just making sure that you're in the right mode for putting out the slurry. Just think slurry is a fertilizer, so you're fertilizing the field, so don't get confused with that. And then as far as the field side container, now please go back and watch my video on manure transport. In there I talk about positioning the field side container. You'll want to make sure you record a course for placing your field side container, because every time you come back to do slurry and you want to recall this particular refill course, you'll want to make sure that the field side container is in the exact same spot. Otherwise, this course won't work with it because it'll try to run into it or have some sort of issues. So make sure you watch that video as well. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video and it taught you a little bit about doing slurry and how to have it automatically refill using CoursePlay. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. It helps me build this channel. And if you want to continue to support this channel and see all the new videos when they come out, subscribe to the channel. I do a new video each and every day, and I hope you'll come back and watch some more tomorrow. Until then, stay safe, have a great day, and as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hey, thanks again for watching this video, and if you made it all the way to the end, well, maybe you liked it. So give me a big old thumbs up. That like goes a long way. Also, subscribe to this channel. I will update the videos every single day, so there'll always be something new for you to see. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll come back again tomorrow. Thanks for your support.